plays with either Steph or Durant. I mean, I'm not sure. Well, I think he just bounces to. Well, I mean, Durant could bounce this summer too if he wants. I think.
Really?
There's something weird about his contract. I don't know if he can legit bounce out or if he can force their hand to send him out. But there's like a legitimate way he could not be on the Suns next year.
They say he's not happy there.
No, I hear that too. Doesn't talk to teammates or the coach.
Yeah, now that's who should go to Golden State.
Durant,
Yeah, man.
that'd be funny.
Take your ass back to the last place you were happy. Or OKC would be a good look.
Be interesting. But then if he goes, he has to win. Because it'd be in the same kind of thing LeBron did with the Cavs. It's a lot of pressure.
I mean, it's not all on him.
Of course it is. I mean, technically no, but yeah, it is.
Technically, no. But they have two very promising stars.
They do. They do. If you bring in Durant, he's the last piece to get him over the edge.
Well, they were the #1 seed this past year.
Yeah, they lost. But you bring in Durant, all the difference. That's a chip right there. Unless it's not, then it fucks up Durant's legacy even more, if he cares about that or not. Okay, let's see. I think we're good to go. Got Manning in the chat. Alright, let's see if everything is working. When do you guys say something?
Something.
Okay, yeah, it works. All right. Good morning once. Good morning twice. Good morning enough times to get things right. This is session episode 32 of World Breakers. We rejoined the UGOAI in Craghammer down on the third disc. I'll now be calling them discs to simplify the district conundrum. Down on the, on the second disc. Down on the second disc, enjoying the patronage of one Nora Stowtail. Relcurus' contact here in Craghammer. She sets you up with a suite with a number of individual rooms in a communal area, as well as a, for the moment, open bar tab. Food, of course, has to be purchased yourselves. You made the multi-day trip across the top of the walls via wall ship to get your way to Craghammer, meeting your contacts, getting a rather expressive tour, an expansive tour of Craghammer, going through the first disc and its Sun 2.0 mechanism, as well as its floating towns, getting a quick overview of how the floating towns work, how some are constantly in the sunlight and some always in darkness, how that's a newerly open to all area, and of course the rundown of the second and third disc, with the mining disc, the fourth, being underneath everything, with an expansive mining tunnel that is mining system that's very dangerous for those who don't know how to survive and navigate down there. As it stands, you all have had a few questions for Nora that I think she's answered the best she could. You have a few different things, a few different goals in town, but you were mainly sent here by Relcurus for a specific reason. And you've ran into Thomas Wraith, the brother of one Harry Dresden, who seemed to be enjoying his evening, spinning his compatriots' species for the night on a little helpful pinwheel that he had. Landing on halflings will, although that's not the most important detail in the world. Though, Katsura was on Spice when she ran into him and saw a creature kind of hovering up and behind him. That when this creature noticed that Katsura could see it, it dissolved out of the ethereal plane invisibility of the Spice eyes. But I do believe that is the main of our adventures from last week. Questions, comments, concerns, reminders before we hop in.
I don't think so.
Okay, all right. With that being the case, I will throw our little shindig over on Pyland, and we'll get to getting while the getting's good.
Brian, do you want your Surface? Would that make things go better for you?
No, the Surface couldn't run all this. Running it from the browser is working just fine. It's not going to crash from there. It's the individual app that's the issue.
As long as you don't need any help with that, then yeah, it's great. It's the last thing.
Yeah. It was the Discord desktop app is the issue right now. It is just fucked.
Gotcha.
I thought it may hold up today, but it didn't. I jumped over to discord.com and we're running smoothly. What am I looking at here? Oh, they changed how this thing works.
For the past 2 weeks, I've had to use my phone for Discord.
You should run it through your browser next time. Because you can still record everything on your stuff if you want that way.
Oh, okay. I'll try that.
I'm not trying with this Pi app. It doesn't want to work today. Okay, so we will jump to the next morning if there's no reason to stay in that night. But you all did have an open tab at the bar. The first meal was on Nora, but beyond that, you're responsible for your own meals. You've been given a suite on the top floor of the tavern. The tavern being named the Overfilled Tanker. And you all do get to enjoy a restful night of sleep without the moving sways of being on a wall ship. As morning comes, you all wake up in turn. Eventually making your way down to breakfast. The tavern is a little slower in the morning. People, you're not really sure what time people get up here, as there's just a constant dusk here, it seems. And you all are in no way adjusted to however they decide to do time down here.
Gotcha.
So it is a little cleared out by the time you come down. But breakfast is ready for you. What would you all like to do? Can you hear me?
It's a lot of background noise, but yeah, we can hear you.
Man, you doing dishes?
I think he's still in the kitchen, maybe.
I am sweeping.
I'm like, he's still at work? I hear plates.
No, but I
My
can
bad.
My Discord. I don't know if it was me or.
Yeah.
Can you hear us now? Can you hear everything now, Chris?
Yeah.
No, I think it was just your Discord picking up on Manny's background noises and trying to amplify that sound, not knowing what it was. Because Discord's
No,
weird.
I couldn't hear anything.
Oh, no, that was you then. I was simply saying that you all have made your way down for breakfast. The tavern, for the most part, is cleared out because I just know it looks of things you have not come down at the time that they all have breakfast, as you haven't really adjusted to the crag hammer and clock, as it were. The floor is yours as you have breakfast, or is there anything that anyone wanted to jump to? I'll give you the floor first and we'll go from there.
So we don't actually have any tasks or time limits, right?
Slyrak does. After we eat, he and whoever wants to come, I have a meeting with the young blacksmith apprentice to help him get into the top, top blacksmith, so he can get a good education and hopefully be in our pocket.
I'm wrong with you. What was the name of the guy we said would do the chainmail? Who does the chainmail best?
That was.
Because the blacksmith was to the east, and then the other guy was to the north.
Every time you see chainmail, screws me up, man. We live in a different time.
Broodfist was the chainmail expert. To the south.
Oh, they still use chainmail here, right?
Yes, 100%. It's a very big part of society.
The king under the mountain, right? Do we know what clan he's in?
Yeah, Clan Eversharp.
Eversharp. What are they known for?
You'd have to ask around for that.
Okay.
Well, no, you have two dwarfs with you. You and your brother or your cousin would be aware that just on a base level of governmental knowledge, the Clan Eversharp were known for their fighting prowess. They've usually partnered with the blacksmith clans and touted them. They will pick the best blacksmith to be the ones to give them their weapons, and they'll use those weapons for a generation or so. But Eversharps are fighters. Always have been, always will be. And with their fighting prowess has created some very, very powerful martial minds and strategists to go alongside with that.
Okay. I want to go. All right. So, would it be like okay? I guess I can ask the woman at the bar. Shit. I don't know how much she knows. Do people know who their blacksmiths are? Is that something like that would be known, or is that like kept secret?
You could ask her.
Okay. So I go down to the bar and I said, some of my compatriots are looking for armor. What armor do the Eversharps use?
Nora smiles her usual friendly smile. She says, "Oh well, hold on, wait. Which one did I say was the best?"
All my notes are at home.
True Anvil. Oh, they of course
That's
using Clan True Anvil, the current best blacksmiths in Crackhammer.
Thank you very much. So, I'm going to go to True Anvil's area, I guess. I'll ask it directions or whatever. And I'm going to just eavesdrop, sneak around, and just try to hear conversations. Probably around like the blacksmiths areas, like different blacksmiths.
Well, that's where we're headed, actually.
That's exactly where they're headed.
And Jerry are going.
Awesome. So you're going to the right place. I was going to tell you, like, you should probably send your kid to True Anvil. But yeah, that's awesome.
He asked Nora the previous session who the blacksmith was for that very reason, because he told the kid to go to the best one. So when he got here, he asked who the best one was to kind of hopefully meet up on the ship. Yeah. He found
I knew he asked her, but I didn't know if like she gave him like the current best who won the thing, or You know, the one that Eversharp used, that could be like the best one for the generation. It's different definitions of best over a time frame.
Sure.
I guess I was supposed. So yeah, I'm going with them.
Competition or something?
Yeah, she said that the True Anvil was currently the best, but there was another one that was like right behind it. I believe it was the one to the south.
Broodfist, the chainmail expert.
Yeah,
Mhm.
That's right.
All right, so I'm with you guys.
Okay. What is it exactly you're eavesdropping for? What are you trying to hear or glean?
I mean, like, look, if I gotta sneak into rooms too, like, I'm willing to sneak into rooms, but I have to figure out which rooms I need to sneak in first. But I'm trying to figure out any issues that this clan might have going up the ladder with Eversharp. We need to cause a problem with the King Under the Mountain. What better way to do it than with their armorers?
So you're trying to see if there's discontent with within the clans?
Any discontent, any jealousy, any like, hey, you know, something I could push. Like, oh, you know, this is cool with like little friendly competition, but if this thing gets pushed too much, it might become a problem.
Okay.
So just anything I can find. Like, look, I don't expect to find anything really, but you know, I'm a new guy in town. I was saying I'm a new guy in town. Like, who's going to tell me anything? But I'm just saying, you know, if I can find anything, you know, any information that'll help, I'm trying to put in work for the team.
Okay, not a problem. I'm going to assume, Catcher, you're traveling with the team?
Yeah, I think. Actually, no. I'll stay at the
Tavern.
bar. Yeah, and try to hear, like, do similar to what not Midas, Pino's doing, but just trying to keep more so trying to keep an ear out for like just what people are talking about, like what's going on in the city.
Cool.
And stuff like that.
All right. So as we split the party, as always goes well, part of it. Nah, it'll be fine. You guys are in a big city. It's fine.
Yeah, there you go.
Part of the group, kind of. Part of the group makes their way to True Anvil's district, down on the third disc, easternmost side. While Katra, her cousin, and Sabet, they stay in the tavern with Katra. Katra, roll perception for me as you just kind of start listening in as the day goes. For our blacksmithing party. Say again.
Oh, I was gonna say, can I get advantage, assuming one of the two others would help? Sabet or
yes, that's fine.
Bill?
Mm-hmm. You know your cousin a pipe rider. He'd be a
He's a very charismatic person who would fit in very well at a bar, just chatting people up.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let's see what else we got. It's a straight roll. Oh, well, there we go. Okay. 24.
24, okay.
Tell me what is important to you.
Alright, so we will we'll swing back around as we keep going with that 24 being a constant. It takes the group about 30-45 minutes to get from the tavern to the platform down to the third district, or the third disc. You do make your way down, which does drop you into it actually drops you into Ruby Eyes district. Takes you about another 45 minutes because you have to walk through the entire other side of the third disc. But as you're walking through, you see this. Each of these pocket districts are as big as villages. They house thousands of people just going about their day-to-day lives. They seem to be pretty compact in their construction. There's a pattern to it. There is an architectural plan, making sure there's enough space on the streets. You see that a lot of it seems to be utility, making sure carts can get through, making sure large things can be stored. As you move through certain blacksmiths or crafters, you see there's more of a wide berth to the shops. You kind of think that maybe just in case something blows up, or in case of any fires, you don't see any of the blacksmith buildings touching directly anything next to it. It seems that these districts were built for utility and have been fleshed out with homes and families over time. Passing out of Ruby Eye's West District, you make it into the city proper in the center of the disk. This is more of a much denser, thriving metropolis. This legitimate large city houses easily 10, 20,000 people just on this central disk. Walking through that takes a little bit longer, but none of you are really strangers to cities in general. So you are able to navigate it pretty well, move through without too much concern. Fido, give me just a perception check as you're walking through these other passive areas that aren't really your focus, but is still maybe information of note. Everyone's perceptive today.
Do I need to roll one?
If you want to.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
It's taking forever to load right now.
Well, when you get it up, just give me a shout so I know to look for it. But it is a bustling, full city. Just passing by, you're just hearing snippets of people's day-to-day lives. People late for work, trying to figure out plans for after work. General ambitions for schooling. People who are maybe a little down and out on their luck. People just trying for chances. Every once in a while, you see a city guard walking through who have on colors of different clans, you assume. Here and there, you do see the Bippy walking around with their 7 eyes on their cloaks. Just going through, doing their best to help out, keep an eye on anyone who looks like maybe too drunk or too riled up. But it just feels, in contrast to Escalation, which was on its top-facing city, very, very upper class, and on its undercity, a very stark underclass, lower class. This feels more a very solid and sustained middle class. You can definitely spot here and there the wealthy walking through, most times accompanied by a guard or two, but they don't seem out of place. They don't seem like they're just, doing the rich person tourist thing. They seem to just be part of their usual travel, part of the hustle and bustle of Craghammer's third disc. As you make your way from the third disc central over to Clan True Anvil in the east, there is a bit of a distinct change. You do see the upper middle class, we'll call it, kind of rise a bit. You see the architecture improve. You see the buildings themselves being built a little more show to them, a little more showing off of architectural genius, as it were. You can see more people carrying weapons openly, not so much for threat, but for showing off. You can kind of feel you've come into more of a craftsman's territory, more of a space to learn, a space to show off, a space to simply revel in being the best at what you do. And that just kind of comes off from the people and how they carry themselves. You notice people starting to appraise your group, appraise the things you have on, the weapons you're carrying. Not so much in a sense that you feel they're going to try to take something from you, but you can just see they are seeing, was that made here? Do I know who made that? Is that well made at all? What kind of funds must they have if that's what they're wearing? Go ahead.
Does Slyrak have on his merch shirt?
Yes. Unless he's changed it. He's wearing his advertisement. So, and that is getting eyes. People like talking to themselves like, what is that? I've never seen that before. Triple A's.
If Slyrak hears any of that, he will stop and explain.
Roll a quick.
My perception was 16.
Mm-hmm. You have 21. He has 16. I guess give me one too. I'll roll one for you, Slyrak. Because I don't know the other two. The advertising plug.
Ah.
I don't know.
What was that?
Perception.
Perception. It's a +0. 10.
10. In the hustle and bustle, every once in a while you kind of hear, but you process it way too late, and the person's always already way past you. You are recognizing that it is drawing attention, but you have not yet been able to catch anyone's actual ear to talk it up yet. But
then I would just every so often I would just kind of shout out, "That's right! And another thing, the premier shop of escalation." And just like every 3 minutes, just repeat that for the whole wall.
And that starts earning you some interesting looks. It does not
moving with him. Once he does it the first time, Vito's separating himself.
Okay. You're definitely getting looks. You're not the only one yelling out advertisement, so it's not like the worst looks. It's just like, I can't believe someone from Escalation paid for advertising here.
But it's also,
go ahead.
In their eyes, I'm like a set of twins, wouldn't I be?
A what?
Because of the displacement?
Oh, yeah, you do always have that up. So it is fascinating. You are drawing attention, but it's not unwanted. You're not going to get shooed off the block because you keep yelling about the store. It seems to be something they're used to, but you are a unique version of that. Even so that sometimes as you yell, you have someone come behind and says, Hey, fuck that. We're in Crackhammer. You come shop over here. My shop's better than, hey, go follow him around and yell things. And you do see people trying to keep an eye on you when they start grabbing their stuff to start advertising with you. But they seem to get distracted by the hustle and bustle, and you moving through the crowd.
Gotcha.
But you're definitely drawing attention to your cause, if nothing else.
Good.
But you do roll me a quick investigation roll to see how quickly you can make your way to the shop you're actually looking for. You've made the district, but the district itself is still large as well.
15.
15. Okay. You ask around, and it's not too hard to get directions to Clan True Anvil's main workshop. And you begin to mosey on over that direction.
I'm looking for... I don't have my notes with me, so I can't remember his name, but...
His name is...
Young Apprentice.
Yes, Nal. I forgot what race he was, though.
That's right.
So you have an eye out for Nal.
I want to say he was human.
I want to say he was human, too. Because that's not a name from any species I recognize off the top of my head, so it must have been one of the random human names. So give me a quick investigation check to try to track down Nile as you make your way to the workshop.
19.
Hey. And as you get there, you really don't have too hard of a time. You do see a young teenager kind of hanging out outside, kind of right across the street from the shop, trying not to look like they're standing staring at the shop, but every once in a while they kind of pace and turn and look up the street and down the street. And you can see very openly this nervousness.
Okay. Well, I will approach him. How good to see you again. You beat me here.
Oh, good you came.
What have you learned already?
They're the best. That's Clan. I'm sorry, I'm just a little nervous. That's Clan True Anvil's workshop. It's the best in Craghammer. They don't take on many students. I didn't want to go inside yet. I didn't want to go in, ask questions, and come out, and then show up with someone else, and it'd be weird. I wasn't sure if you get one chance to introduce yourself, or if you get two. I didn't want to mess it up. I heard they're picky, but that's a good thing, I think.
If you want, me and my compatriots can go in first, and we can acquire the basic information. Yeah.
That
would
be great.
Accepting new apprentices? And if they are, we will get the information on how you apply. We'll wait 1 moment.
You can see him just take a deep breath and relax a bit. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, thank you so much.
After it's all done, I'll buy you a drink and you can relax for real.
Oh, that makes the beginning of this journey just that much easier. Thank you so much. And he kind of takes a seat at one of the little side tables that are just kind of lining the streets over here.
All right, Fino.
Fino has disappeared.
And Jerry.
Oh, Fino has dropped back from the group. I'm not sure how closely he's still trailing you guys.
Yeah, I'm not really that close to you.
Yeah, you have Jerry with you, but Fino has slunk back and gone to his personal business in the district.
All right, I'll take a look around, and it's just us then, Jerry.
Works for me.
And we enter the blacksmith.
Okay. Now, back at got all my names everywhere else. The overfilled tanker. Katra, Philly, and Sabette are at the bar. At the bar, just kind of keeping an eye, listening out to stories and what's going on, just getting the general buzz of the city. It's still early afternoon, you feel, early morning. It's kind of hard to pin it. But there aren't a lot of people in the tavern until a younger-looking dwarven gentleman comes in, looking a little distraught. Seems to be ordering a drink just to kind of calm his nerves a bit. Nora kind of, doing the comforting bartender bit. He's kind of trying to calm him down, trying to make sure they don't drink too much, but also very happy to have the downtime business. Just from your 24, you pick up that he's concerned about his girlfriend. She's been missing for a few days, but when he's talked to the clan guards, they kind of just feel like she left him because he's not a very skilled craftsman. He's disputing this, of course, with Nora, saying that he's pretty good at what he does, and that's not what the issue is. If they would take him more seriously if he had a better apprenticeship, he thinks. But
That's the other performance issue. Okay.
But he's very worried about her, and he thinks he's going to go down to the third disc and see if he can find the one archmage that actually helps people in this city. He got his name from a friend of a friend, some Harry something. You're gonna go see if he can, press his luck, and maybe that guy will help. But he's trying to work up the nerves to go talk to an archmage. Historically, they're not very nice people.
What? But when was the last time you saw her?
He kind of perks up to see. You see this glow of anyone actually being interested in what he said. Oh, it was just a few days, 3 days, I think. We had lunch, and we were talking about her frustrations with her job, and she was thinking about seeking a different apprentice, a different person to apprentice under, and I was trying to tell her she needs to be patient, and that the pacing was important.
Wait. We can dive into the details later. What does she do?
She is an apprentice artificer, if you can believe it. It's a new thing, but it kind of always caught her eye. She's always been head in the clouds tinkerer. So when the artificer master came to town and set up shop, she was very excited to be one of their first students. But
do you know the name of this person?
Oh yeah, Master Maestrin.
Can you spell that?
Why does that sound familiar?
It should not. Not intentionally.
Maestrin.
Mystan.
Yep, not how I spelled it. M-A-M-Y.
M-Y-S-T-A-N.
I spelled it like maestro, but and.
Hey, listen, I'm making up a pronunciation. Doesn't matter how you spell it. D&D, Rule 15.
Okay. As a
more consonants, better it looks.
As a dwarf, would I know anything about artificers at all?
Roll a history check for me.
All right, rolling my dice. Okay, 4.
4. Nope. You've heard the word
artificer. Wait, so she was the problem, or
say again?
She was frustrated with her own I'm asking the guy.
Mm-hmm.
She was frustrated with her own work, or what was her concern?
Oh, she felt that Master Maestrin was just teaching at too slow of a pace. She was very confident that she had mastered all the beginning teachings, and didn't really see the need. She likes to throw caution to the wind, and that's not really Master Maestrin's thing. It's practice, fundamental practice.
Right. Understood. What was she trying to accomplish? Do you know? What was she trying to learn next?
Well, just more, She's always wanted to prove herself to her family. They're not exactly, there's a small clan of miners and tinkerers.
What is her clan's name?
Oh, the Aranors.
Aaron, okay. I'm going to make it up.
Mm-hmm. Aranore.
Oh, I was close.
Nice.
Okay. What would I have heard of them? Would I know of that clan?
Probably not. If you roll really high on history, maybe, but they're not of note.
Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a small clan of Mayas and Tinkerers. Never been really renowned. Just stable, reliable, but she's always wanted to be more. She's always wanted to be one of the big clans, or at least recognized by one. And artificing being such a new craft, there's not many masters in the world. Master Maestron's not dwarven anyway, so she really wants to be the first dwarven artificing master. Really make her mark.
Was she planning to talk to him the day she went missing?
I don't know. She seemed like she was over it. I told her to go talk, have another conversation. But she said she'd meet me for dinner, and we said our goodbyes. Both went back to work and never saw her again.
Did you go to her work?
Well, I didn't want to. Not initially. I went today.
Why didn't you go immediately?
Well, she gets really caught up in her work, so her missing dinner wasn't. This happened before, and her missing the next breakfast. She's done that before too, where she's really just pushing through. I thought maybe she talked to Master Maestron and Maestron accelerated her course or something, and she was just really nose to the grindstone. I didn't really get worried until she missed yesterday's meals.
What did he say when you went today?
He hasn't seen her. Hasn't seen her since the morning 3 days ago, before me and her had lunch. She didn't go back to work.
And where is his office, or where is his place?
Oh, Master Maestron is they're actually down on the third ring. They got a shop in Clan Rubiai's district in the west.
And where does she live?
Oh, she lives in this city here in the central district. This too.
And you met her here for lunch?
Oh no, not in here. We kind of usually get lunch down in the third ring. We both work down there.
Where did you get lunch? Maybe we can trace some steps.
We got them at Happy's Hearty Sandwiches.
That sounds delicious.
Be serious. Stop laughing.
Well, maybe let's
Are you gonna look for it? I mean, I was gonna go try my luck with an archmage, but if you can.
Yes,
help.
I was gonna say no. I was gonna suggest maybe you see if you can scry and at least make sure she's okay.
Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think of that.
Let me know how it goes. I'll be here all day. I'm very curious.
Is that something that an archmage can do? I don't know much about magic.
I'm sure they probably could. Bringing something of hers would probably be helpful.
Oh, I should run home first then. He takes out a little notebook.
You live together?
Cry. Well, no, but she's my girlfriend. She sleeps over.
Okay, yeah, understood.
He writes down the word scry. Okay, I'll thank you so. What is your name?
Gotcha.
Catcher. All right. I'm Oscar. Of the Borough Founds. I don't think you've heard of us, but we're here.
Have I heard of them?
No. Not yet.
Can I just real quick? I should have done it before, but insight to see if like it really could just be that like if Bull is a little Lulu or like if he's
Yeah, go ahead. Give me an insight check. See if he's just a loser.
damn. Okay, these dice rolls ain't shit today.
What'd you get?
It's cool. 3 plus. Hold on. What was it? Insight. 8.
8. He seems very genuine. His girlfriend's missing. Alright, so he kind of gives you a handshake to thank you. Finishes his beer, slams it down with renewed vigor, and heads out. All right, back
I feel
down.
like that was probably just a waste of my.
That was a what? Oh. No, I'm sure it's super exciting. Down on the third disc as you enter True Anvil's workshop, gentlemen. Oh, wait. Back up. Hold on. Let's pause there, actually, and jump back over to Theno Listens to Wind. Theno, as you're kind of keeping an ear out and just essentially going from whisper wormhole to wormhole, just trying to track and learn more as you can as you go. There's definitely some unrest under the mountain. There's been a lot of talk from the clans outside the mountain about not having to follow Eversharp's lead anymore. There's a large concern that they don't get a fair shake, that they don't have good representation anymore, and that the last time succession came up, none of the outside clans really got consideration. As far as Clan True Anvil goes, there's a lot of whispers that Bloodfist may have been the better blacksmith, although True Anvil won the last competition. There's a lot of thought that may simply be this King Eversharp just has a connection with the True Anvils that people aren't really sure what it is. They were picked for this generation's blacksmith to the king, of course, but they haven't always proven to have earned that. There's some disagreements that you're hearing whispering-wise of if Clan True Anvil should even be the leaders of this district, as there are a lot of clans here, a lot of blacksmithing clans, and while True Anvil in the past has had a high pedigree, the current wielder of the hammer isn't exactly a generational talent himself. There are some talks that Broodfist may run the better district, that there's a little more concern for the smaller shops in Broodfist district, more of a helping hand given to bring up the entire quality of all the shops, whereas here in True Anvil, your value is only in what you can make, and no one blacksmith is trying to help another succeed. And on top of that, there is a bit of a crime issue. There, of course, is intellectual property between blacksmith families and clans. There's certain skills, certain trades, certain materials, certain supplies and connections. And there just seems to be a run recently of True Anvil learning to make things their family has never been known for. There seems to be a run of True Anvil having access to materials they traditionally would have to buy from some of the other families. And there just seems to be this favoritism is not really the word. This ability for True Anvil to have the best deals from merchants, to just have the eye of the noble families, a little more than even the chosen, armorer of the king should have. It just feels like a heavy-handed thumb on that clan is starting to rub people the wrong way. And there is the last part that you catch at the moment is that there is a supreme arrogance from Clan True Anvil. And over 21, they seem to lack. Their arrogance seems to be tied hand in hand with this current leader of House Clan True Anvil, with an ambition that may exceed their station. Okay. With that, we will go into the workshop of True Anvil as Sly Rack and Jerry head inside.
Okay. So inside, is it like there are multiple blacksmiths in here, right?
Oh yes. As you enter, it is a very large shop. Gotcha. There are multiple workstations, multiple blacksmiths. There's a kind of open air store,
like a flea market, but everyone's a blacksmith.
Correct. There is a presentational aspect that gets a little bit in the way of the function of what this place is supposed to be. You can feel the overt presentation of it all. You can see, kind of like hibachi style, like people ordering things and getting it made in front of them, people showing off, people blowing glass for no real reason other than to show it off and then breaking it and using other things for it. You can...
They break it and just melt it back down?
Oh, yeah. It's just one of the things to draw the eye over to come look at the weapons they have for sale, or something near the armor. Because it is a very large workshop. It's one of the larger blacksmith shops you ever seen. And as I mentioned, it does feel like it may have lost some of the function, but you can tell it was built for smithing entirely. It just seems to have developed a secondary function of selling to maybe a higher degree. It's hard to tell on entrance.
Do I see chainmail in here? Just, on first glance?
Well, this isn't the chainmail expert, but the chainmail is available. There's armor available. There's weapons. There's raw materials. All these smiths working, and you see one older dwarf, very richly dressed, but in a practical golden spoon way. Everything he's wearing a blacksmith should have on. Heavy leathers, not a lot of bare skin shown, heavy gloves. It's just all the most expensive version of that you could get. He is carrying around a very large hammer with an anvil on one end of it. That does not look functional, but you can tell from the scarring on it, it has maybe been used for generations. But he is just walking around with it as a probably very overt show. Yeah, so it is an anvil with a large handle stretching from it that can be used to swing. And the front of the anvil has been flattened off, it's almost cut in half, to be used for this purpose. So it's an anvil with a stick attached, essentially. More or less. But it does not seem like it was just, randomly done. It seemed like it was crafted as such.
Okay.
You get the impression that Clan True Anvil likes their name very much.
Alright, so this guy, you said he's kind of like the overseer of the whole thing.
Yeah, you can definitely tell he must be the head of True Anvil.
Gotcha. Alright, Jerry. Here's where I'm going to need your help. You know weapons better than I. We once scalped and figure out which ones we think are the best. But first, let's go talk to that gentleman and make sure we're not stepping on anyone's toes before we go asking around for apprentices. And I will head on over towards that guy.
Okay. He's currently hammer in one hand, talking to a dwarf who seems to be shopping in another. He's just, so if you look here, this hammer here was made by my father, a true smith, if you ever seen one. And I've used this hammer to make that sword there, and that knife there, and let me tell you, I'm a little better than the old man ever was. He wouldn't want you to hear me say that, but we all know the truth is the truth. If your kids don't surpass you, well, then you're just a bad father. My father was great. and the stopper is just kind of laughing along and kind of like trying to ease their way out the conversation, but may actually need to buy something here and doesn't want to offend. But as you all walk up,
yeah, I would just. That truly is a wonderful hammer, sir. I wonder if we might ask you a question or two.
Kind of spins on his heels. I see you have a good eye. Hello! And he kind of moves the hammer to the other shoulder and reaches out a hand. Ardic True Hammer. Or True Anvil. And your name?
Very well. I am Slyrak, official spokesman for And Another Thing. This here is my compatriot. Well, honestly, Cherry, you're standing too close. I don't know if he can see you or not.
No, I got my wraps on.
Okay. Yes, this is my compatriot, my friend Jerry.
Stays out of hand. Hi, hello, Jerry. And he shakes your hand, looking up at you, smiling. Hell of a grip, Jerry. Everything like being a blacksmith.
No, but this place is interesting.
Oh, funny you should mention that. That's actually one of the reasons we're here. We am currently representing a young apprentice. We were wondering if True Anvil is currently accepting apprentices.
You have your own apprentice you want to have apprentice here?
He is up and coming, but he is quite shy and, well, pretty terrible with words. So I'm acting as his representative, and we will be supporting him through his apprenticeship. Upon completion, he will most likely fall under the employment of the UGOAI.
And who might the UGOAI be? I've never heard of that clan.
Bit of an upstart from Escalation.
Interesting. So,
you know anybody there?
Escalation? Why would I? It's just a little speck on the wall. No, I'm afraid I don't. Any smith knows they must speak true and honest. You must bang out imperfections. And the only way to do that is to strike and strike and strike. True. And honestly. But
I like the way he thinks.
I couldn't agree more.
So, you are representative. We of course always do accept a small handful of apprentice. We don't generally do it for the purpose of them working elsewhere upon completing their tutorship.
Yes, this was our hopes. The young man has his own wishes and is free to do as he sees fit.
I see. My interest is above having no interest. And I think that's a great place to start. Tell me, is this a large individual?
It was, right? So
He's not as big as me.
No, he's not. He's not Jerry big. He's like average human person size. I'd put him at. We'll call him 5'10".
actually, why don't you go and get him? Talking to Jerry, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, for sure. Just before I do, he's not my size. Just let you know.
Understood. Is he a young T like you, sir?
No, he is a human.
Humans? Oh, they're always a fascinating crop, aren't they?
Short lives.
Indeed,
Short
they
lives.
are.
Well then,
Very curious and quite skillful when they have the right teacher, I've found.
very ambitious too.
And they learn pretty quick because they don't have much time.
Well, it's not like they're dragonborns. They get a little more than the less, but no, go get him.
Jerry goes to fetch the kid.
Well, he goes to fetch the young lad. Do we speak to you alone, or does the young man have to speak to the blacksmith that he wants to apprentice under?
I speak for all the blacksmiths here. He'll speak with me. I'll make the decision.
This will make this even easier then.
He kind of smiles a big smile. I wouldn't say that. But we'll see.
Oh no, I just don't like walking. This is a very big place.
That's hilarious. He kind of slaps you on the back.
I don't have legs. All this metal filings gets caught in my underbelly.
You know, you could probably get some armor for that. Just a little reinforcements, make things a little smoother. Maybe some leather plates that can shift and move with you.
Indeed, I am actually interested in some half plates. We'll be shopping around once our conversations are concluded.
Great way to say you'll look elsewhere. Can't wait till the kid comes in. And,
I mean around here. You're a very large emporium.
Good answer. Claps you on the back again. You get the impression that you're not quite sure if he doesn't know how strong he is, or if he's just showing off how strong he is. It doesn't knock you over, but it's one of those, alright, type of knocks on the back. Jerry and, go ahead.
I mean, just for fun, is he hitting me or my duplicate?
I would assume you, because I assume you are straight in front of him because of the conversation, which will put the duplicate slightly off center. So just assuming you went face to face to talk to him, he's hitting the one that's face to face to him. But you do see him
Gotcha.
kind of look at the duplicate a couple of times. He doesn't seem to be. You fully see that he's clocked it and he's made some kind of decision about what that means, but he's too in and of himself to ask any questions to a person that would make him seem unintelligent.
No worries. It's just an advertising technique. More room, twice the amount of signage.
Oh, of course. I didn't. I recognized that right away. I didn't feel the need to bring it up, but now that you mentioned it, quite the ingenious thought. And this place you advertise is in that little city?
Yes. As you mentioned, it is small and rather unknown. It requires twice the amount of advertising.
I see. I see. Well, if
I'm also interested in possibly finding a good outlet to supply the shop with fine weapons and armor.
we'll see how this smith you have brought me fares first, and then maybe we can go from there. I'm always looking to help the lesser smiths in the world.
Even a dot on a wall.
I'm going to insight quick on him.
My bad.
Okay. So the insight check?
16. Yeah.
16. You get the impression that he is always on the lookout to make more money. He has no care to help failing or small businesses, but he would not be against getting a foothold in a city that he does not think other blacksmiths of Craghammer have. But he, in come Now and Jerry, as he kind of looks around you to get eyes on the kid. And he says, all right, come over here, let me have a look at you. As Now kind of walks over, trying to kind of keep his head up, trying to look him in the eyes. You can see the nervousness in him. Dick kind of slaps him on the shoulders, trying to get a good feel of him. Not too big, are you? Kind of gives him a shake. I'm still growing, but you know, I have a very good skill. You know, I've learned the best ways to strike. Not the hardest, but I think one of the best. Arctic kind of nods along and says, right. Well, I'm never against giving...
Jerry.
Do you have anything to bolster his resolve, support, magically?
I feel like I should. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
Don't you have bless?
Yeah, I have bless. Would that do it?
It gives him a D4 on his rolls if he has to roll anything, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, whenever he makes an attack or a saving throw.
I think
Okay,
it's still...
it's not on all checks. Yeah, it's probably not going to help him much.
Hold on for this. I have aid. Your spell bolsters your allies with toughness and resolve. Choose up 3 creatures within range. Each tough. That's it. Okay.
You have a lot of combat things.
I do want to kind of bolster his confidence and resolve, but just in a conversational manner.
Right.
Well, Ardic continues and says, I don't mind kicking the tires wouldn't be a phrase here. I don't mind striking the anvil on a potential apprentice. Surely, I could run you through your paces, kid. See what you can and you can't do. We do have a general apprentice test that we like to run. I'm going to have you make something for me. And based on the quality of what you can make and how you make it, we'll figure out, 1, if you can apprentice here. 2, how much your fees are going to be to apprentice here. And we'll go from there. And just so we're all on the same page, it's not cheap to work here or to learn here. Now, we're going to take you to the back. We're going to get you an anvil. We're going to get you some materials. You're going to make something. Yes, sir. And he kind of walks him off to the side. It's in the back of the store, but it's still very much in the open air market of it. Gives him his hammer, gives him an anvil, gets the furnace up and running for him, and says, all right, I'll give you 1 hour. I don't care what you make. And the kid, and just starts going to town, trying his best to impress the best blacksmith in Crackhammer. Is there anything you all want to do to try to aid him in this?
I wish there was something I could do. I don't really think that. I don't really think I got much for it. Hold on, it's a new day, so I can.
Are we able?
Spells, right?
Yeah. And this was the plan for today.
Kind of cheap. Oh, okay.
The plan for today was to help the kid become a smith apprentice.
Are we able to like walk over to the booth or whatever that he'd be working at?
Yeah.
And the person that's going to be watching over him is going to that overseer.
He's going to be checking the final progress. He's not sitting. He's not keeping an eye watching him work at the moment.
Okay. I will go to the closest blacksmith to him.
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of strike up a conversation with him. Ask him, are there a lot of apprentices that come through here?
You mean that try? Yeah, lots of people try. Not many make it.
Oh, I see. There's one over here. I've been watching him. He is unique. I think he would do well here. You should keep an eye on him. Maybe offer verbal assistance as he tries out.
And I will do that with suggestion.
All right.
Can we retcon something? Sorry.
Ooh, what would that?
What you got?
What would that be retconning?
It would be me casting ceremony on our way here, or before we got here. It takes an hour to cast the spell. That's the reason why I said.
Mm-hmm.
But one of the things it can do is called coming of age. So you touch one humanoid who is a young adult. For the next 24 hours, whenever the target makes an ability check, you can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the ability check. The creature can only benefit from this right once. It's kind of like the perfect thing, but that's what I'm saying.
It is, but you would have to been with the kid for an hour to do that. Because he has to be within 10 feet of you the entire time.
I couldn't have been preparing the spell and then just... Because it's a touch spell. I couldn't have been preparing it and then when I see him, touch him.
No. It says that the target must be within 10 feet of you throughout the casting. So they have to be there throughout the entire hour of the casting. Okay. That's a dope spell, though.
Damn.
Holy shit.
That is exactly what we were looking for.
Exactly.
That's really cool. You can fucking do weddings and funerals and shit. That's a cool spell. Huh.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on that one. That'll probably come up really interesting uses. Right. Suggestion, what's the saving throw?
Wisdom, 15.
$20 on the dice.
Damn.
He'll look at you and he'll say, look, you seem nice enough person. But if you're going to make it a smith in here in Crackhammer, especially as a human, you're going to have to make your own way. Not to mention, he kind of looks at the kid and looks back. I'm not even sure the kid could meet the monetary needs. So you kind of understand my drift.
Interesting. You should really just watch the skills before you think of that.
And as I walk away,
you really should reconsider.
And I will try it one more time.
Gonna try it again?
Yeah, it's a neat little spell that doesn't have any repercussions and doesn't let them be aware that you used it.
This is true. I mean,
I've got nothing else.
Yeah, and I can only do it twice, so if this doesn't work, he's on his own.
okay. Let's roll them on up. So it was wisdom?
Yeah.
He kind of looks at you and he says, I can keep an eye out, but like I said, the monetary constraints are what they are. I don't set that. If he can't pay to be here, it's not really going to matter what he does here at the test.
Let me worry about the money. You just watch the skill.
He does kind of like readjust his workstation to be able to keep an eye and see what's going on over there.
I hope we talk again.
He nods. All right, so we will bounce back up to
Bounce.
the overfilled tanker. It's gotten a little busier as the day's gone on. It did take them quite a while to get to the workshop. So it's filled out a little bit more. People come in for the lunch rush, it seems. Just overhearing and general conversations. The city's definitely a buzz, or the tavern, we'll say. Is definitely a buzz with, the whole memory craziness that happened a week or so ago. Seems to be caused a bit of a stir. A few of the older families, it may have, put a few coals back on some old feuds. Nothing's come to blows or anything, but it seemed to be a general scapegoating of the Kingdom of House. Kind of, instead of focusing on the feuds and the secrets that had been uncovered, focusing instead on, well, I heard Faust did it. Yeah, I heard they just been coming through, messing with people's minds, and they just decide that they just pull the rug from under us and trip up the whole world at one time. And just kind of the general distrust and what to your ear is a very clear campaign of distraction from whatever may have been unsurfaced from these memories coming back up. And best you can tell from your eavesdropping, it seems to be everyone seems to have heard it from someone of higher station than themselves. And they've always seemed to heard a conversation they weren't supposed to hear. Or this noble was talking a little louder than they probably should have been. You also hear in passing that there's been kind of rising trouble with some of the magical creatures around Craghammer. There's been more just random attacks on the wall ships for some reason. And it seems to be like silly animals that just seem to be too large now. People default to blaming the Fae, but some of the citizens, some of the older, more conspiracy-driven people, don't think it's the Fae. They think the Fae is a cop-out excuse. They think there might be another hand at work, that someone's trying to just break down means of transportation. Someone's trying to sow distrust between the nations. And they swear they have evidence, but everyone kind of keeps laughing at them and, noticing they have a few empty tankards in front of them and not really paying them any kind of heed.
So I'll engage one of them and say, what kind of evidence do you have for this?
They put down their tankard and say, well, you see, I've tracked it. There's just all these coincidences, and, they seem like it's nothing on the surface. When you put them together, it's definitely there. Did you know, and this is one of the smaller ones, the newspaper, right? The newspaper gets delivered. No one knows where from, right? But sometimes it doesn't get there. It's the weirdest thing. They'll just get stopped in the woods. And it only happens on important stories that affect certain nations and certain people and certain leaders. Here, I'll show you. He takes out some notes and stuff and kind of scatters them on the table, moves his tankards, takes out some yarn.
Give me your elevator pitch. Give me your elevator pitch of
Okay. And he puts the yarn away and puts the papers away. And he has taken out some pins. He was clearly about to make the crazy person map on the table. And he kind of puts that away. Yeah. And, hear me out. There is a group that is intentionally stirring up trouble between the nations in order to make the nations build up their weapons. What do you think?
What? So, let's just circle back really quick about the news thing. What? You said it only affects certain nations. Which nations does it affect? And also, how do you know this?
Oh, I have a friend that tells me things. And
like what kind of friend? I'm just curious.
Oh, he's a grade A weirdo, but he just hears things and likes to be believed too. And when you find someone that believes you, it just makes this connection. It's stronger than what was something strong?
My patience. All right.
Stronger than your patience.
Which nations does it affect? I'm sorry, I got you.
No, it's fine. So, if there's ever any bad news about Faust, the news may not make it on time to the major cities. If there's any ill news about Sethrit, that new city, that news is sometimes delayed. If there's any bad news about Risquib, Riveria, that news gets tripped up a bit. I wonder why. Don't you?
That is very curious indeed.
So I
wait. So what is your theory about the animals?
Oh, so with the stirring up of the animals, it's making travel a little unsafe. It's also stirring up some of the outer clans because their territories are being viewed as less safe. I think they might still be fine, but it's kind of lowering travel. It's making people who want their products to travel into the safety of the mountain instead of traveling to their clans themselves. And it's also making the outer clans recruit mercenaries, improve their forces, their guards. They, too, are getting stronger. And as they get stronger, the king of the mountain gets a little more concerned. Doesn't press his thumb on them exactly, but he makes sure he gets stronger, too. And
this is all from your friend.
Well, I'm putting it together, too. But...
Oh, I'm sorry, but wait. Finish your sentence. And he gets a little what?
Didn't hear it from me, but a little paranoid. He thinks there's someone fucking with him.
In what way?
You know how clans can be jealous of other clans. It's making him look bad if he can't control his outer territories. If travel to and from isn't safe, who do you blame? Why the king?
And you think his concerns are well-founded? Or you think it's bigger than him?
Oh, it's bigger than him. And I don't think his concerns should be placed on other clans. I don't think... Well, I don't think the letter is being mailed from inside the house. If you catch my drift.
I do. That's... Wow, I like that.
I'll give you one more little factoid. No one claims to have seen it, but I hear something funny happened with the water ceiling yesterday.
Huh? Explain. What funny? Funny? What kind of funny?
There was a cloud in it.
There was a cloud in it?
A cloud.
A cloud?
Honest to goodness cloud, so I hear.
In the water?
In the water. I didn't see it, but I heard it happen, and I believe my source.
I would think this would be... What time did you hear this happen?
Oh, it happened when Sun 2.0 was dark. For the lower level, of course. So, you only saw it if you happened to be looking up and caught the light of a lantern near you to see it to reflect off of. But someone did, and they told me it happened.
I'm surprised this mountain's not more buzz with such an occurrence.
Oh, who wants to be abuzz with the sky falling? That's scary stuff to talk about.
Why would the sky be falling? Maybe someone's just in the water they didn't want to be seen.
Oh, that's a good idea. And he see him write that down very quickly.
Huh. What did your friend think it meant that there was a cloud in the water?
Oh, they think it's a pending attack.
It's so imminent.
Oh, well, probably a test run.
Who is this friend? I'm very curious, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, I don't mind you asking, but I can't tell you either. I don't even know you.
That's true. Okay. Do you come here often?
This is my HQ, but don't tell anyone. I don't want them to get wise to me.
And who are you? I'm sorry.
Me? I am Delg.
Okay. Thanks, Doug. And I like signal the bartender to like, next one's on me, and I like leave money and then walk off before he can ask me anything.
Okay. With that, we will jump on back down to Pheno. So were there any of those goings on you wanted to follow more than others?
Yes. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
He's reviewing his notes.
No, sure. All good.
Yes, the crime.
Oh, the rising crime.
Mm-hmm. I have two of them I kind of want to follow. Rising crime is one.
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, so you start to make your way closer to some of the shops, kind of keeping an ear out and trying to like profile and tag shopkeepers, people who run the actual errands, people who, in your very extreme experience would be the highest targeted to be robbed. Um, you kind of start pacing them their routes. You notice they seem to be there's definitely a tension amongst the people who the messengers and people who are transporting the goods. You can see they hold their goods a little closer. You see them more concerned with cloaking themselves, or trying to blend in the crowds. You see a higher presence of weapons they don't look like they're proficient with, but just were given to make them feel comfortable, most likely by who they work for. And give me a give me an investigation with advantage.
All right. I like to investigate. I'm going to use Well, we'll see if I use it.
Okay.
I need to go. One, two.
Ooh, natural 20 for a 25. Are we adding anything on, or are we leaving it at 25?
I may as well. Knowledge from past.
Okay.
That's a D6. So you got 28.
Whew, 28, okay.
God damn.
So, much like the great detective Sherlock Gnomes, you put yourself in the mind of a criminal, which not the furthest stretch for you. But you
Not
start you start figuring out the best way to rob these people, the best way to deter them from public roads, the best places to lay ambush and lay wait, the best ways to maybe get their keys, or to be able to view and see their package without actually having to take it. And as you start to work through that and look at the spots that would best suit that, you start noticing people in those spots. You start seeing, you're not sure at first if it's just individuals who happen to be in these perfect spots for robbery and ambush, but you see one, you see two, and you see five, and you start to be able to see this network of robbery just kind of in motion as they are moving around these messengers and these travelers and these people carrying these goods. And you can kind of beautiful mind it and see the web work of how they are waylaying these people, how they are like knocking over carts to block roads 4 blocks ahead, and the ripple effect it makes to make this guy just make one more right than he would have on a normal day. Just put him in a neighborhood he's not super familiar with, and where no one else would know him there. You can see this almost clockwork timing behind it. And all the individuals you're seeing, they're not cloaked. They're not in the shadows. They just seem to be nondescript. They seem to fit in and blend. You know, they trip here. They, take too long to get their coin purse out there. It's just slight adjustments to the pattern of the city that is allowing for someone to get lost going down the wrong road. That's allowing for the bippy in that district to be looking left when someone's getting their purse cut to the right. It's just a level of precision crime you've never seen. But you can tell for a fact this entire district is being robbed at this very moment, and you feel like this you're not really sure if it's corruption or legitimately some mastermind robbing Crackhammer blind. But you slowly and extremely carefully kind of follow the threads through the town. And the one thing that really stands out to you is that every shop is being victimized to some degree, even if it's simply just making the deliveries late. Every shop except for one small furniture craft store that is kind of on the outer wall of this district space.
Okay. What's the name of it?
It is actually named The Only Thing.
The Only Thing. Okay.
Well, they've got to go.
Do they? Do they? They don't have to go.
It's way too similar to the business that I'm representing. I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah. I don't care about the crime. It's strictly because of the name.
It's bad PR.
Right?
Okay.
I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm going to alert my team to this. If anything, I want to. It seems like all these people are connected, though, right? Like this
Yes.
one network, right?
It seems
Not
like this is
bunch
a
of different networks.
no. It seems like it's one large network, very well organized and well ran.
Okay. Yep. I'm not going to do anything. Let my
Okay.
team know later.
All right. So
I'm going to probably head toward the blacksmith shop where they went.
okay. So you start making your way there, which will bring us back to the smithy as Null continues his proving of skill. So I'm going to roll a d20 with advantage for him since you got the neighboring smith to kind of keep an eye, and here and there he'll say, hey, five's not high enough.
You can just add a D4 to it too, right? Or no, we said that didn't happen. Never mind.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't have the spell.
So initially he's working. He gets about 20 minutes in when the blacksmith you spoke to picks up a number of just swords he's kind of holding, trying to walk over, and accidentally trips over the anvil the kid's working on, knocking what he was working on to the ground on the pile of other swords. And the kid, he's like, I'm so sorry. You're gonna have to start over. I don't even know which one it was, and just start over. Here. And he hands him a new ore to start with, from the beginning. And the kid, just being so introverted, just kind of puts his head down, sighs, and begins working again quickly. And as the other smith gathers the dropped swords and the piece of iron that the kid was working on, he kicks that iron under the furnace and keeps moving about his business.
Not a good sign.
Not a great sign.
All right. Well, I guess as the kid struggles along.
Well, Jerry, shall we look for some chainmail for you? Or do you want to wait until we get to the more known?
Well, no, I'd like to look here so I have like a point of reference. It's clearly that these guys are great at what they do, so they do it better. I just want to see what it looks like on this level. Maybe I have more of an appreciation when we get there.
All right. I will help you look for the chainmail. Keep your eye out for some half-plate, too.
Will do.
Okay. First,
what should we roll?
well, first I need from Slyrack just a straight D20 so I can see what this kid's final product looks like.
All right. Natural 20.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, well, well.
Wow.
What a time for that shit.
Yeah, it's actually great timing. Like his first rolls weren't good, but you tossed up the guy next to him.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So a quick check of the shop for you guys as you look. Looking at chainmail and what else?
Half plate.
Yeah, half plate.
Or shields. There's a upgraded shield. I might look at that too.
Well, you do see.
I'm also looking at short swords.
Okay. All three are present in the store. They have some uncommon chainmails. Doesn't seem to be a specialty of theirs. It's something they sell. Just from the looks
I'm
at
just
it.
trying to observe like the quality of it, though. You know. That
Yeah.
way,
So the
judge.
quality would be uncommon, which would give you. It will put your AC up to 16. You need at least a strength of 13 to even wear it. But it will run it runs about between 550 gold pieces and 875 depending on what you want it to be really made out of. They seem to have one shield here. This one's enchanted. It seems to be one of the side specialties of the current head of the clan. This is a spell guard shield. But it is kind of put in a place of prominence that just automatically lets you know it's expensive as fuck.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Yeah, I was looking for maybe like a plus one in bed. I'm not getting crazy.
You get the impression they could make that, but that's not what they have on display or ready to simply take off the rack. You get just from looking and from the hibachi flea market style of this place, they focus mainly on custom jobs and try to encourage that, even if your custom job is something mundane. As you all looking, you see. Where's my page? Man, so much information. You see Arctic making his way back to Null to see what his progress is. As he swaggers back with his big hammer anvil in hand, he kind of sees the burnt mark on the floor from where the ore he had been working on hit the ground. And he frowns a bit at that. Before he says anything, the guy next to him says, "That's my fault, boss. Walking through with the sword knocked it over." Kind of nods and says, "Right, well, that will be yours to fix then." And he looks at Nal, and Nal's just putting the weapon into the water, letting it cool, and he kind of wiping the sweat off his head. He's very exhausted but confident. And Arctic smiles and puts the hammer, the anvil down, kind of leans against it. Well, what do you have for me? Let's see what you get. And he takes out he has made a double-bladed scimitar. And he holds it up and spins it. And the blade is thin, as he didn't have a lot of ore to work with, but he crafted it so perfectly that both sides are razor sharp. And as he kind of just spins it, he's not a fighter. It kind of slips out of his hand, and he grabs it just as it sinks into the wood of the floor, and he pulls it back up. Arctic kind of whistles and says, "Yeah, I think you can apprentice here. Let me see that." He takes it and kind of looks at it, puts on the glasses, spins it around, kind of knocks it with his little small pocket hammer. Just tink, tink, tink. Tink, tink, tink. He lays it. He kind of goes over to his workstation and tells the kid to follow. Lays it down, picks up the true anvil, wham, and smacks one side of it. And it holds there for a second before a little spidery crack forms across one of the blades. He nods and he says, "It didn't shatter. And that's a good mark." And then he smacks it again, and that time it does shatter. You passed.
Seems like a waste.
Oh, nothing's waste. It all goes back to the forge. He smiles and claps the kid on the shoulder and says, "You are accepted here under my apprenticeship. I will guide you through. You have quite the skill. Your friend here has a great eye to have backed you. You have been so confident where clearly you were not. We'll work on that too. Now, who should I be talking to about the funds?"
Oh, we're all here. Let's hear it.
All right. Well, the tools you'll need will run you 20 gold. And the first month of your apprenticeship will cost you 40 gold. Now that equates to 1 gold a day. That will cover your material costs. That'll cover your lodging. That'll cover your food. Now, anything you make that ends up being of quality to withstand my anvil, you can sell. And you'll get commission on that. But until we trust you, and until you're ready, and until every smith in here proves of your craft, you can't sell anything. Now, that 40 gold a month will be due the top of every month. Now, we're going to need your first 40 just to get you floated, get you started, get you set up. From there, we'll see how long you last. You're allowed, of course, to run a slight debt, though you can't go beyond 2 months, else we put you to work. You no longer get the apprentice. You simply work in the shop to pay off what you owe. Is that understood? Is that okay? Is that understood? I think it's okay. And he looks from Nal to you to Nal. Back to you. Nal's kind of looking wide-eyed.
Aside from the money, are you able to accept those terms?
Yes, aside from that, I spent everything I had getting here. I would love to apprentice here. I would love to learn from all the people here. It's
over and whispers into Slyrag's ear. Just buy here for the kid.
Yes, indeed. So, after these, you said 20 gold for the tools.
Right.
40 for the month.
Right.
And 1 per day.
Well, that 40, the 40 translates to a gold a day, essentially. I just wanted to know how we got the number.
And how long is your average apprenticeship?
Average? Well, with dwarfs, we take our time, because we haven't. Generally speaking, with a human apprentice, we do escalate things to a pace that they find more comfortable. Honestly, we can reevaluate after a year and see where he is. His skill is much higher than a novice. I'm not sure where he learned from to begin, but he has a very good foundation. I do expect it will take a year or two, but we'll see how fast he can learn. He has quite the natural skill set. Once we find
So 40 gold over a year. With the tools is 500 gold, correct?
We have 10
10
months to a year, of
right.
course.
So 420 gold.
Yes. Now, if you want to pay the year now.
I believe I will, yes.
That works for me. You won't hear an argument out of me. We'll get him set up. We'll get him right. Now,
I would like to make one alteration to the agreement, if you don't mind.
I'm listening.
In lieu of the 420 gold, I will give you 720 gold. But I would like to reserve the right to claim some of his practice pieces. The ones you will not sell before he is eligible to sell. Those items, I would like them.
Roll persuasion.
Okay. Ooh. 7.
Absolutely not. The only thing that comes out this shop is true animal quality. Hard pass. Otherwise, do we have a
You
deal?
can understand, I would like to see some return on my investment. Would you allow him to make me one single item during this time period of unsellable items?
Persuasion again with disadvantage.
Oof. Well, first is a natural 20.
Right.
Second is a 5.
I'm afraid it's a hard policy. Nothing that's made in here goes out there without stamps of approval. And he is not allowed to do that until he's allowed to do that. Well, I can understand it's a hard pill to swallow, as it were. This is what apprenticeship means.
Fair enough. 420 gold it is. Now, as I am semi-claiming responsibility for him, is this a year-round program? Is there time off? Should we be acquiring housing for him elsewhere? How does this work? Is he allowed vacation?
Vacation. There are, of course, holidays we celebrate in Craghammer. He'll have to learn to drink. He'll have to learn to drink well. We are providing housing. Housing is going to be available for the duration of his apprenticeship. And there are certain traditions he is going to be expected to learn. But there is nothing easy about apprenticing on the True Anvil. If you want easy, maybe go over to Broodfist. If you want the best, you're in the right place. And you can see...
Well then, and turn to the kid. Learn quick. Do your best. We shall see you in a year.
His eyes are big, and he's just like... He's holding back tears of joy because he doesn't think it's appropriate to cry at work. He's like, thank you so much. Thank you so. I can't even begin to. Thank you so much. And he like
Thank you too much.
shakes your hand.
Before we
I'm not
leave,
doing this entirely for you,
Jerry.
but your thanks is appreciated.
I understand that he can't make us any item, but would it be possible to get access to any of his blueprints or sketches? The prototypes?
At that, Chu Animal looks right at you and says, anything he makes here is mine. Just so we're clear. Apprentice
Okay.
and such. Right. And he slaps now on the back and now kind of like takes a few steps. Right, Mr. Churamble. Of course, Mr. Churamble. All right, now go clean up that spot on the floor you made. Yes, sir. And he just runs off to get jumping into work. Churamble turns and smiles at you all, shakes both of your hands. Thanks for bringing him by.
Take care of him.
It's been a pleasure talking with you.
You as well. And he picks up the anvil, puts it on his back. I will treat my investment great. And he puts the anvil hammer on his back and swaggers off deeper into the store. Alright. And at that, we hit 11:30. We'll call it there, folks.
A bit more of a long-term investment than I was hoping for, but
Well,
whatever.
you can check in on him and see how he's doing. Like he said, humans do have that push to be great quickly. And
Yeah, true,
the
true.
natural 20 you rolled
done before
for,
here.
because he rolled 17 on his part of the roll, and you rolled natural 20 for your part. So his skill set is
Nice.
much higher than it would have been otherwise.
Fuck yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so he's going to be quite the skilled apprentice.
No, what? Trash.
wait, and why did you take on this kid again?
Because you trying to
Because I wanna create my own supply line for and another thing.
Oh,
I'm eventually going to own part or all of that.
Oh, we got a game.
That's hilarious.
yes, we're out of game.
My goal anyway.
Hey, Brian, you
Yes.
gotta work on your kooks.
My crazy people?
At
Did
the,
I-
end of, yeah, at the end of the conversation, he should have said something that was just fucking completely stupid and verifiably false.
completely
That
unhinged.
just made him completely unbelievable. Like, what the fuck, yo?
wasn't
I was just
unhinged
telling-
enough?
Yeah, I was telling Michelle that like all the people that like blow the whistles and like fucking have some kind of crazy conspiracy that winds up right, they're
Mhm.
all fucked up messengers. There's never a fucking normal person that's just like, okay, there's a solid person. It's like they all got kind of fucked up, ridiculous kind of idea. It's just like, yo, dude, I can't believe you. Like, it sounds so true, but they're
Mhm.
always
Because
like,
last 4 haircuts, they only cut the left side.
Right.
it's
All right.
never a perfect messenger.
I'll up my crazies. I'll bring their level to 15 instead of 11 of crazy scale.
Like at the end of it, he should have like, and you know what? I think the king under the mountain is really an ant. What the fuck? Like I think he walks around with the crown on, but he's just an ant with the crown with a half of disguise. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
He's only 2 kobolds.
Exactly.
Each other in a coat.
I've never seen him without the coat. Have you? Well, you guys are staying at his HQ, so there'll be more opportunities to talk to him if you choose to talk to him.
Yeah, that was cool. I found out a fucking criminal network. I was like, wow.
You rolled great.
It seems like Yeah, I was surprised with that. It seems like what's it called? Midas is stirring this shit up. I was like, oh, is he talking about what we did? But it was like, why can't shit get out about Sethric, False, and Riverian?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Well, you know the Riverian.
No. Why do we know what's
Because
Riverian?
we stopped that shit.
What, by information getting out about? Oh, no, I thought we stopped stuff about getting out about False.
What?
But burning down the forest, that was Faust that you interrupted.
Oh, but we know that they wanted to delay information about Riverian too.
Yeah, but like the thing is, like he's talking about people, like somebody's riling up countries essentially to pull up their weapons essentially against each other, and that was Midas's kind of like last thing that he was doing was just like, oh, we need to get everybody prepared. It just seemed to, I don't know. I mean, I can be wrong, but it just seems like this is his thing. Like the dude's like on to it. Maybe not necessarily know who it is, but like he knows like something funny is going on. This shit is not normal, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. It's a big world. It's fascinating. Lot of little lore pieces there.
The news, maybe. I think Mike's just like he wants. So one of the last thing I left Brian with was Mike wants to try to protect his friends. That's one. He also wants to prepare everybody for the war, but he'll protect his friends before he'll protect he just doesn't want them to be tyrant. Outside of being a tyrant, he doesn't really care too much about what they do. But if they get little sneak deals, if they cheat people, blah blah blah, he's gonna protect them. But like if he feels like they're like going too far and they're trying to like take over shit, or they're being way too imperialistic and they're trying to take over the world, then he's gonna try to put it in stop. But I don't know. It just seems to me like, oh, this could be part of what he's doing. Could be.
We'll see how it plays out.
It's fun. He is like stoking and all.
I mean, there's a definite arms race going on.
Because Brian said he was like, when I was like, yo, he wants to alert them like to get their what's called ready, but he doesn't want to tell them necessarily what's going on. And Brian was like, yo, if you do that, you're going to stoke an arms race, blah blah.
I liked Catch with Karen for that dude and his girlfriend. That was cool.
Right.
I'm mostly curious what.
Oh, you got to pull that thread, yo.
What happens? I'm gonna ask Harry.
You got to pull that
Needs
thread.
help. I'm down to explore that little side quest.
I just want to know if this is a thing.
It's a thing. It's a thing. You got to pull that thread. Brian, give you a thread. Pull it.
I don't know. I'm not just taking a thread if you're just playing around.
You could just be a loser.
It's the same thing.
Yeah.
Me and the cruise.
Yeah, no.
But the main reason why I wanted to get him in so involved with it, and the whole plan behind this advertising, all the stores that we went into down there, and especially this one, a lot of the items that they had were stuff we're gonna need later. Like, we kept going to the stores asking for handguns, and they're like, well, we have these 3 bazookas and this 8 gauge. So, but the stuff's all also stupid expensive, but it's stuff that, like, once we get to level 12, 13, 14, like, we're probably going to actually want that stuff. So if by the time we get there, we can have a really good relationship with one of these stores. You guys watch Critical Role, like the first season, that shopkeeper that they were
Gilmore.
Gilmore. I'm kind of hoping to cultivate something more like that, so that when we need those $60,000 items, maybe they're not $60,000 or $60,000 gold.
No, you're putting in a lot of face time.
I did something like this last campaign with the tailors. I got in good with the tailors real early. And it ended up becoming a whole little network for it. when you guys were making those rolls. I was like, oh, those are campaign-changing rolls.
What, the information gathering?
Yeah. Like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
roll high enough on certain shit, it changes the campaign fundamentally.
I mean, stumbling upon a thieving network big enough to be robbing an entire district in Craghammer is huge.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what 28 gets you, man.
Yeah, I was surprised by that. I was like, wow, he gave me a lot of shit. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
So nat 20 on top is a
28's
little bit
fucking
more too.
huge.
Yeah.
That's why it reminded me of shit, because you really do get some shit that is going to completely alter the way that you're able to.
Yeah, and your first roll down there was high too, so that high roll led to the next high roll, which compounds information.
The interesting part too about this whole crime thing is Fino's background as an investigator. So
yeah,
like it's perks to that part. I was like, wow, that's interesting. I can kind of tie this whole thing in and use the background a little bit, which is I don't necessarily know that I've ever used the background for anything but flavor before. So this is kind of like pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Hopefully I will do it.
Well, we'll see. I feel like you guys are going to be in Crackhammer for a while.
We might be here for a little bit. Hopefully we won't miss the rising of the city. We gotta get back to that. Well, Curious better contact us. Better hurry his ass out.
Well, now that I know how small that city is, my Cyrus care level went down slightly.
Well, small in comparison to Craghammer. Like, that's like, what's a good comparison here?
It's like Cleveland, Ohio, to the USA.
No one compares anything to Cleveland. I don't know. It's like California talking shit to anything that's not California, really.
Gotcha.
It's like Pittsburgh and Baltimore. Pittsburgh's fucking huge. Pennsylvania's fucking huge. Yeah, it's like that.
Big, but
Pennsylvania, dog.
Pennsylvania.
That's what they call it. They call this is the most rural state in America.
Yeah, that's fair.
Pennsylvania's the most rural state in America. You were in Philadelphia. That's why you realize this bullshit.
No, I drove around a lot when I was doing the paratrans. I had to drive all through the multiple boonies. And that was always interesting drives. But
but that's part of why it's so huge.
Yeah,
it's still spaced out, even though it's city.
I mean, yeah. What's it called though?
Like Pittsburgh doesn't feel like a city.
Care about that city.
I was saying Pittsburgh doesn't feel like a city. It just feels like a bunch of connected suburbs.
That's real.
True.
I don't necessarily care about the city of escalation. I just want to fucking get on the riser, and we could get perks. That's it. Fuck out of there.
Yeah, and keep in mind you're talking to a big shot in Craghammer about a different city. So even if it was large, he wouldn't respect it anyways. That's not his place.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
It was interesting, like when you talked about we were coming in, and you were like everybody's kind of, or you were like everybody's kind of checking out like what you have on and trying to place like, oh, who made that? It reminded me of like the Met Gala where they'd be like, oh, who are you wearing?
Yes, it's pretty much like that, but for leather armor, gear, weapons, shields. Like, who outfitted them?
Yeah,
who's this new craft in the town? What are they wearing? Do they look strong? Do they look weak? What's that logo he has on?
And then like you described something else and was just like it made me think of like being in New York.
It's very much a New York vibe to this place.
It's very interesting, kind of funny.
That's a good idea. I might try to find a skilled tailor while we're here, because the cloak that I have was kind of thrown together.
Yes.
If I get a tailor to make me like a real nice one with the same thing on it,
that'd be interesting. Yeah, I guess you could compare it to someone from New York just talking open shit about Boston or Philly. Like, not giving a shit about how
Gotcha.
large that city may possibly be or what any good parts about it. It's like, this is fucking New York, guy. I don't care what your little Philadelphia store is. You would be aware, generally everyone, that the wall cities are very big deals in Elestria in general, because they are outside of the established powerhouses of nations, but they are all known to have very, very strong military might, or just general martial might. No one nation wants to directly piss off a wall city.
Did we hear anything about there being like a military district or anything?
No.
We just heard about like this small private-ish police.
Yeah, there were private guards and stuff like that, but there was no overt military district that you saw.
Are there other dungeons in the other walls of the other cities?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every wall city has their dungeons. That's their main export, essentially.
Gotcha.
Is the stuff they get and find in them. But yeah, we'll see how that progresses. Adventures in Craghammer going well so far, guys. Split the party, nothing bad happened. Just a shit ton more information.
All right.
Why did you think you really thought something bad was gonna happen?
No, I didn't. But
oh.
No, because you guys don't usually like stir up trouble for no reason.
Okay.
I figured it'd be fine.
I thought about going off with the guy to find his girlfriend.
I could tell. You really wanted to just. You really wanted to see, like, is he full of shit? Is he fucking with me? I'm sure he'll be fine too. He's
like
going to see Harry.
I'm gonna check in with Harry later, see what all